Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to be way out here with this flag. Then you want to find this bubble here. So I'll come in, there it is, see it? So a second ago you're telling me he was scared of this Mitch, and now you're telling me he wants to follow it? Why? Well, you know it, Mitch? You're just petting him all over. What's the difference? There's a big difference here, something I'm doing. Leading rein. Sometimes when you're getting them used to stimulus, you might think you're making a bunch of progress, when really you just eat the freeze. You see, I'm going to give them a good chance here to soak on this a little bit. See that big blink? See the head coming down? See the big blinks again, Mitch? See the level head? So right here, it's like one of my mentors, Martin Block, he says, just be invisible. Let me see old Ronald Swanson. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do, Mitch, is I'm going to be way out here with this flag, okay, bud? See how the flag's way out ahead of me? It's just like I would teach one to move a cow. I'd get the cows moving, for example, and then we're just following the cows, okay? And I wouldn't get too active with them until we were riding along for a little while. It's the same thing here. So little by little, I'm going to let this flag kind of come out to the side so Ron here can see that of both eyes. First mule I've ever worked with named Ron Swanson. Yep. I'm going to have to start naming them things like that. Ron Swanson, Michael Scott. Anyways, see how he ain't too worried about it out here? So you get a little head flinch, but not much. And then I'll get a little higher with it here. And I'll check him out here, like this. Okay? And I'll get a little bit more careless up here like this. I'll just play around like this. No big deal. Okay? Now if he was a little bit more bothered, you could spend more time. But I think he's checking the boxes. Do you agree? Okay. Then you want to find his bubble here. So I'll come in. There it is. See it? How did I know? See? There's his bubble. So I'm going to work on the outside of the bubble here. Jump in, jump out. Jump in, jump out. Jump in, jump out. I'll work way over here like this. And little by little, I'll get in there like this. And if I need to, if he was bothered, I'd be stepping towards his tail like this. But kind of keeps him drifting to the outside slightly like this, see? And I'll just play like this. But notice my rein. Mitch, what do you see? My rein's quiet. See, I'm not trying to tell him to go anywhere. And every now and again, you just pause and let him kind of come down. Because you don't want to keep building up the tension either. You don't want to trigger stack them and just keep building this up so you relax a little bit. See, he wants to come check me out. What do you think, bud? If he wants to walk up and investigate this, I'll just kind of move it away from him like this. See, a lot of people will move it to him. I'm going to move it away from him. Why would I do that, Mitch? I always ask why, bud. Everything I'm doing, you guys ask why. Why would I move this flag away from him? I want my mules to be confident. I want my mules to think they rule the world. They're going to move anything. Because I'm going to work some cows on my mules, right? So I want him to know things that he's nervous about. If he goes to them, they might even yield to him. See how this flag's yielding to him? So he's making this flag move. Hold on a second ago, I couldn't touch him with it. Now he's going to it. What's the deal with that? Okay? And then I'll let him catch up to it a little bit if he wants. What do you think? So a second ago you're telling me he was scared of this Mitch, and now you're telling me he wants to follow it? Why? What do you think? Yeah. Look at them now. They're going to eat my flag before I know it. I let him fill it with all his whiskers, see? It's old news. Let's see. He kind of wants to lick and chew a little bit. But you can't run me over, you have to stay back. Before you know it, Mitch, you're just petting them all over. Okay? So he's kind of medium there. He's not 100%. I'll let him move a little bit more. That little altitude there. So he says, maybe I can kind of chase that boy. No. Okay? And then you come in and use it to move him. So how can he differentiate this now? What's the difference, Mitch? No? What's the difference? There's a big difference here, something I'm doing. Leading rein. I just want you to go around there, bud. Like that. Get him to move a little bit. Offer him a chance to stop. Okay? Then you let him soak a little bit. Licking and chewing, we know that's the downhill side of the stress for sure, right? What else might we look for? Dropping his head to sniff poop. Poop sniffer. But yeah, he's dropping his head would be a good one. But see, he's kind of just packing some tension around. See, he's not quite content yet. On him, I bet you gotta move him a bit more to get things flowing. He's gonna need to move to get those coping skills that we talked about. Let's clear the front here. All right, there you go. See, not gonna come on top of me here, that's for sure. Stand around here. Now we're gonna move. So, let's see if he can walk. See, walking is hard for him. See, his guts are all sucked up, Mitch. You see that? Why is his guts all sucked up all of a sudden? He's protecting himself, right? So you guys got to see these things. Notice all these things. Let's go out there a little bit more. So he don't know how to follow leading rein. This is why we're here, Mitch, to teach him this part. There you go. Can you stop? Good. Let's see if you can come down a little bit. I'm always watching their expressions, guys. Pay attention to their expressions all the time. See these little head twitches? See, I want his eyes to get soft. When I say eyes, I don't mean his eyeball. I mean his eyebrow. Watch his whole eye socket. And see the difference. You see the top of that eye socket, how that eyebrow's poking up? See? It's keeping that eye wide open so we can see. I want that to be able to relax. And you don't need to move past me here. See, that caused a little licking and chew. How come that caused licking and chew? How come he's looking and chewing right now, this second, when he wasn't a second ago? There's something I just did. What'd I do? No. I put some pressure on him. I blocked him. I went, whoa. And he went, geez, see, you got to actually hit the pressure switch for that pressure to go off. It's like a semi. Air builds up, and at some point you hit top PSI, you hear that pressure switch, right? That's what you have to hit here. See, so me blocking him was just enough spike to hit that pressure switch, and now he's licking and chewing. And also now look at his eyes, Mitch. You guys see the difference in his eyes all of a sudden? See, so this is, you're going to learn how to deal with stress here. You're going to learn how to work with this so you can use this. Too much stress, and would pass the threshold, and he'd go into flight, fight, freeze, that kind of business, right? Not enough stress, and he sits here lingering, and this stuff that's not very good either. Just got to hit the right amount and then let it off. So see the difference in his eyes? His head level. You see how his head's a little lower? You look for that business. We got the crooked nostril going. That's because his nose just changed, the dominant nostril, letting in some airflow. And then, the big one is he's starting to breathe out of his flank a little bit. So he's turning loose them guts, Mitch. Right? We got a little curiosity coming back in here. And I'll pet him now. But I wouldn't have pet him while he was going through all that. Make sense? Wouldn't have pet him then. Then I'll come back in here and let's check on a little bit of the stress here. For sure, I'm not a doormat, Mitch. So I'm not going to get ran over today. All right? So I got to make sure I pay attention to that part of thing. I'll come in here like this. And sometimes I just let this just hang out here like that a little bit. Okay? Don't need him going around behind me, so I'll block that, okay? I'll come in here. Oh, don't go through me. See? I'll block that too, Mitch. See how that works? I'll come in here, check him out of the wither. And I'll say, no, let's get back here. But he can't come through you, okay, Mitch? That's a no-go. You might come back over here. You might check this business out. This side's a little bit better. But still, he wants to stick his head into me, so I'm going to block that. I might come and I might move him right here. Okay. See if a little curiosity comes back in. See if we can get a little draw on him again. See, we got a little draw again. See, then I can come back in here, and it's not so bad once you get the draw. See, keep him curious. I'm working with his curiosity all the time. See? Now let's see if I can move him. So I'll send him around this way. Good. And while he's going, I'll check on this flag business too. So I'll move him a little bit. Come in here, pet him while he's moving. Sometimes when you're getting him used to stimulus, you might think you're making a bunch of progress, when really you just teach him to freeze. See, a lot of people will work at him, stand still, stand still, stand still. And yeah, I need to do a little of that, no doubt. I just showed you how I do it, right? But I need to be able to work at this too while he's moving. See, so I'll make him move here, there, little drive, and then I'll come back in with this flag and say, don't be scared of the flag though. And I'll say move, and then I say don't be scared of the flag. But he has a hard time separating the two just yet. Right? So you just play around with this a little. And see how his inclination is to freeze? That's the donkey side, Mitch. Saying, hey, when in doubt, freeze it out. That's what the donkey says. So go on. Okay? Follow the lead. He says, okay, what's the lead? So he's got to learn what that lead might mean, right? Come check this out here. Play with him again a little bit. Things like this. He says, oh, I don't know. You just say, it's all right. We're making a circle. He says he's never heard of a circle, Mitch. See, he says, I don't know where to go. But as soon as he kind of gets moving here, then I'm going to quit. But I need that right there. And I quit. Then he can't read my quit. See? So there's a big learning curve Because if he doesn't know when you quit, there's no way you can reward him. If you don't reward him, he ain't gonna learn. So the beginning part of this isn't necessarily about the quality of the movement, of go and whoa and turn and hinds and fronts and blah, blah, blah. We're mostly, in the beginning, Mitch, dealing with coping skills, stress management. So all he knows is stress went up, he did some stuff, stress went down. Pretty soon his brain's gonna make those connections. What gets me out of stress? What reduces the stress? And that's the stuff I want him to remember. Make sense? Pretty soon the flag won't be part of that deal. But see, I'm going to give him a good chance here to soak on this a little bit. See that big blink? See the head coming down? See the big blinks again, Mitch? See the level head? So right here, it's like one of my mentors, Martin Block, he says, just be invisible. Just be invisible right here. Don't do anything. I'll just be quiet. He does a lot with his eyes. See all the action going on with his eyes, Mitch? Then he gets distractions. Then he comes back. So priorities today for you, Mitch, is to help him deal with this stress and these coping skills. That's priority for you. As we keep going, we'll have different priorities. Okay? Got the idea? You ain't done yet. We're not done yet. This is just a little start. But while he's soaking, go ahead and go get your flag, and I'll let you take over.